What is up, guys? So after we got like 7 different TV spots and promos for Crisis on Infinite Earths, 6 of which each focused on a different show, while 1 of which was just a very short TV spot in general, the 8th trailer for Crisis on Infinite Earths is the actual first full trailer. This is a 30-second trailer, so it's double the size of the other 2 trailers, but not only that, it feels like a trailer. It encompasses all of the shows, and it is long enough to not be just a very short promo. It's an actual trailer, and it looks amazing. So we're gonna watch the trailer and then I'll break it down, but I'm definitely very excited for this Crisis, and this trailer I think looks great.
They're gone.
Every second another Earth dies.
Let's go save the universe.
This threat brings the annihilation of all life.
Hope is the light that lifts us out of darkness.
Oliver!
We might lose the planet, but we can still save the people.
It's not time! The battle is lost!
Crisis on Infinite Earths. The CW's crossover event begins Sunday, December 8th.
So the trailer begins with a shot of Star Labs being destroyed by a wave of antimatter. This would mean Central City and the rest of this universe are destroyed. It's possible that this is Earth 1, but it's also possible that this isn't Earth 1. We have seen another Star Labs, the Star Labs of Earth 2, which is also off the table because Earth 2 is destroyed, but considering there is a Star Labs in Earth 1 and Earth 2, there's probably a whole infinite amount of Star Labs in the multiverse, so it is possible that this is a shot from a different universe or the destruction of a different universe, because we know Earth 1 will not be destroyed. On the other hand, there are other shots of Killer Frost and Elongated Man and people of Earth 1 being in this antimatter wave, and also Barry saw the future where the Earth 1 was destroyed by the wave unless he died and sacrificed himself to save the universe. So I'm guessing this shot and maybe the other shots we see of Earth 1 being destroyed, if this is indeed Earth 1, won't actually happen and will be a vision or maybe a memory of Barry Allen from when he saw the future. But either way, I don't think this is a definitive destruction of Earth 1 because there's no way Earth 1 is being destroyed. So there's a shot of Supergirl with Alex and Jean in the background, and she's clearly crying also, or at least about to. Also Alex is like doing something very similar, and she says they're all gone. The way she says this, it seems very personal. My initial reaction to this shot, like the second I heard it or saw it, is that Earth-38 is destroyed and her universe is destroyed, which is why it's so personal to her. But at the same time, she is a hero and she is definitely compassionate, so the destruction of billions of people and a universe that she's never been to or heard of, like Earth-73 like we see, might also warrant this same reaction. But it does maybe bring up the question if maybe the other people who are closer to her, or maybe something that are closer to her, die, and that's why her reaction here is so big. But at the same time, I highly doubt it, and I think this is just the destruction of a random universe, which is billions of people, maybe even trillions if we're counting aliens, that would definitely elicit this reaction. There's a shot of Flash talking to Flash, Barry Allen talking to Barry Allen, the Earth 1 and Earth 90 versions of these characters, and Barry says every second another Earth dies. This might be hyperbole or something, but considering there are literally infinite amount of universes, like if there weren't maybe like one less than that, which isn't actually conceivable, that's not a possibility, but if there were like so many universes that a human mind couldn't even comprehend it, then if there was one universe being destroyed every second, then it would take a very long time for every universe to be destroyed. So what Barry's saying here is kind of like underplaying it. There are probably a lot more universes being destroyed every second than just one, and it just so happens that Earth 1 and Earth-38 are probably very, very low on the list of where this antimatter wave is going, or at least going to next. So then there's another shot of the Batsuit, which has all the spider webs on it, which we've seen before. It's been confirmed that there's going to be a mission where Kate and Kara go to the Kingdom Come universe, or it seems like it's the Kingdom Come universe, to get Bruce Wayne from the universe. We obviously already saw Bruce Wayne in a promotional image. It's very likely and possible that this is the Batsuit of the Kingdom Come version of Bruce Wayne, but what if it isn't? I mean, the Batman being retired and having all these spider webs on the Batsuit because it hasn't been used in a very long time, or the 4 years it hasn't been used used in the Arrowverse, or Earth-1, it is possible that this is the bat suit of the Earth-1 Bruce Wayne, and we're not going to see him in this crossover because he's off somewhere else, but maybe we're going to see the bat suit of this Batman because maybe the Monitor and Harbinger want Batwoman to recruit him, but in the end, they can't find him wherever he is, and instead they go to the Kingdom Come universe to get that Bruce Wayne. So there's like a couple shots of not really much to talk about, even though the shots are really, really cool. Like we see shots of Black Lightning, we see shots of the Smallville Clark Kent, Pariah, Harbinger. It's really cool. Just the shots they're showing here, they're awesome. But we also see a shot of the child of Clark Kent and Lois Lane. This is probably going to be the beginning of the episode, of the first episode, like very, very close to the beginning, where Clark and Lois are playing with or taking care of their probably son, John Kent. And then Harbinger appears to recruit Superman. Lois probably does go along with them, with John, and that's probably this shot we see here of Clark and Lois with their son. It's probably going to be very, very, very early on in the first episode, which is the Supergirl episode, but this here we see our actual first official look at John Kent. We saw him in an image, but we couldn't really see him clearly, but here we see the baby version of, I mean, it's still not confirmed, but it's like 99% sure, I'm 99% sure that this is John Kent, which is really cool because he's definitely a pretty great character in the comics, and this is his live-action debut. Even if it is as a baby, it's really cool to see. So, we see the Kingdom Come version of Superman, and we hear a line from him, a line that makes him sound very heroic, which, if you know the Kingdom Come storyline, in that universe, Superman is slightly less heroic than he typically is in the comics, but I feel like based off this line, that might be portraying this version of Kingdom Come Superman as a regular Superman, a regularly heroic Superman. What he says is, hope is the light that brings us out of the darkness, which he says on the Wave Rider, and we've seen images of him with other heroes on the Wave Rider. It feels like he's giving this end of the crossover speech. I do think this is probably not from near the end of the crossover. It's probably like from episode 4 maybe possibly 5, because episode 5 is the Legends of Tomorrow episode, so they probably would use the Legends of Tomorrow set. But anyway, this is certainly more heroic than the Kingdom Come version of Superman typically is, which is actually, I don't have a problem with that. For them just to use the costume, and maybe the universe is similar, I don't have a problem with this version of Superman being more heroic than the Kingdom Come version of Superman typically is, because in the original Crisis, there were 3 Supermen. This one would probably be the equivalent or the counterpart of the Earth 2 Superman. As he is older, he was the original one, so that does make sense, especially with the Smallville one being the counterpart of the Superboy Prime, because we saw him before he was Superman. But anyway, I do think that that is really cool, because we're seeing these 3 Supermen. They're all regular Superman, they're all heroic, and they're just using like different templates like this Kingdom Come version. But anyway, the costume's really cool, and for them just to use that costume and that universe without making him more neutral and less good like he is in the comics, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever, but I do feel like that is probably where they're going. So there's an image also of the Flash teaming up with Superman and Supergirl, like he's in the forefront while those two are in the background, and it looks so cool, not only because these are 3 characters that it's just really cool to see them together, especially the Flash and Superman, which we've barely seen any of that in the Arrowverse whatsoever, and we didn't get any of that before the last crossover, but also I think these colors just work together really well. It reminds me of the image we saw of Flash with the 2 Supermen beside him, like maybe red in the middle while blue is on the sides. It looks visually really, really cool, and we're going to get at least 2 of those team-ups with the Flash in the middle while there are 2 Kryptonians beside him, and it looks really cool. So right after we see that team-up shot of the Flash and the 2 Kryptonians, we hear something from the Flash, which is legitimately chilling. He screams Oliver in a way that it sounds like he thinks that Oliver is in serious trouble or that Oliver is about to die. This is very likely from the shot we saw from the Arrow Crisis trailer, where we saw Oliver on the ground in a very visually really good looking scene with Barry in the background. We only really saw Barry's hand, or the Flash's hand, or his arm actually, but that is probably where this scene is from, where Oliver seems like he's about to die. Barry screams Oliver in this way, and he runs up to him, maybe with speed, doesn't really matter, but I think that this line from this trailer specifically is legitimately a little bit chilling, and it's just really, really awesome, and it makes this trailer specifically feel like much more epic, and the stakes just feel so much higher just because of this one line. I mean, the stakes felt really high already, movie, but from this line from Barry we get in this trailer, I think it completes the trailer, and I absolutely love this trailer because of it. So there's a line from Supergirl that is actually pretty interesting. She says, we might lose the planet, but we could still save the people. Like, there is this universe, so I don't know which one it is. It might be Earth-38 or a different one that is going to be destroyed, and there's nothing they could do about it to stop the dark matter wave, but they can bring some of the people from that universe to Earth-1 or to whatever the remaining universe is that will survive the crisis as refugees, kind of, which I feel like would definitely bring up a lot of problems, but definitely would be interesting for the aftermath of the crisis, which we're going to see in The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, probably I think Black Lightning, and maybe even Superman and Lois, the TV show that's coming up, as well as Arrow in the season finale, actually the series finale. But I do think this is an interesting line, and it is possible that she is talking about Earth-38, where her Earth is about to be destroyed, but she can still save a couple people from that universe. So then we see like the tagline of this trailer, Infinity Ends, which I think is such a cool tagline. Honestly, Infinity Ends could legitimately be the title of Crisis on Infinite Earths or the title of a big crossover event. Like if Crisis on Infinite Earths was the Infinity War of the Arrowverse, then Infinity Ends could honestly be a cool endgame of the Arrowverse. While Crisis on Infinite Earths is definitely going to fulfill both of those movies' roles for the Arrowverse, Infinity Ends is legitimately an awesome title, and what it refers to is that even though there are an infinite amount of universes, somehow, even though this literally makes no sense, or at least we can't comprehend it, there will be an end to this infinity, and while there are an infinite amount of universes, the antimatter with the antimatter wave will be able to destroy all of them, which is such a cool, interesting concept, and it is also really insane, but I also think that Infinity Ends is legitimately such an interesting, cool title, and it's crazy that they haven't used that for a comic book event or anything like that, because it's really, really interesting and it just sounds really cool. So that is it for the trailer. There is a little bit more I want to talk about, so things that I wouldn't really talk about in its own video, and I probably could have talked about this in my previous Crisis video, which I just completely forgot about it, but two characters have been confirmed to appear in the Crisis, the first of which is Allura Zor-El, the mother of Kara Zor-El on Earth-38, played by Erica Durance, which makes sense because it was already confirmed that Erica was returning as Lois Lane in the crossover, but apparently she's playing Allura Zor-El in the first part and playing Lois Lane from Smallville in the second part, and that's it. However, there's a much crazier, much bigger character, a bit bigger in terms of what they add to the Arrowverse that is appearing. Apparently, Breck Bassinger from the upcoming Stargirl TV show on DC Universe, is making her debut in this Crisis, and that universe, the Stargirl universe, will be a part of the Arrowverse's multiverse. Maybe even if there's only one universe after the Crisis, then that will be the only, that will be in the one remaining universe, which is really cool because even though the Arrowverse does have its own Stargirl, this Stargirl existed in the 1940s and currently exists in like the 1600s or something, so it makes sense for them to bring him in a new one with the rest of the characters they're bringing in. But also I think the JSA was kind of wasted in the Arrowverse, like in terms of they were cool but then they never used them again, and we are seeing the JSA in that Stargirl TV show, so I don't mind them bringing in that TV show like in the Arrowverse, and honestly it would be really cool to see John Wesley Shipp's Jay Garrick in that TV show. But anyway, I think that's cool because it's another TV show added to the Arrowverse. However, it seems like it's the only DC Universe show, not Swamp Thing, Doom Patrol, or Titans, just Stargirl, that's going to be a part of the Arrowverse. So anyway, that's my trailer breakdown and also a little bit more of Crisis on Infinite Earths. I thought this trailer was amazing. Like, it didn't really reveal much, and that's why this video is shorter than the other trailer breakdowns, but it is still really, really, like, it's a great trailer that just gets me so excited for this Crisis. But let me know your thoughts on everything I talked about in the comments down below, and if you like this video, make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.